actually looks darker.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Because it's so much cooler.
Yeah. Like the front of it
Yeah.
looks so much darker.
Yeah.
But the rest of it.
Yeah. It seems
Yeah.
to have like one piece in here, but
Yeah.
I think overall it's lighter, but because it went from being so warm to so cool.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, super weird.
It's beautiful.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I think I would like a little bit more up here. Like I'm happy with this stuff down here.
Another 5-hour appointment for you.
I know. And that's the cautionary tale right there.
We're back. This
Hello.
feels a little weird.
It does feel weird.
It's been like,
It's
10 years.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
It's been 10 years since we did this. I'm
That's a big one.
I know.
I'll turn that off. Okay. Do you want me to move over or can I just go like that? Hi.
Better?
Yeah.
Good. Let me.
Okay.
This was my son's chair that has come to the office, so you'll see.
Oh yeah. You could probably tighten that up. For sure you could. With a tool.
I'd have to remember
Right.
to go and get the tool
Right,
and
right.
bring it up and then do it. That's not going to happen. So RIP arm of my chair.
Great.
Okay, so
You know what kills me?
what?
I love how you prepare for these. You prepare for everything. You've always got notes, but all your notes are in different books. So how do you keep that track? How do you keep track of that?
Because the one that I use for Flosstube has the little choo-choo train on it. See?
All right.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
These were swag bag gifts from Candace of I Can So Make That
Oh yeah.
last spring. Stitch North 2025.
Okay.
And then
What?
when I lose this one, I have another one that has a little Alice, you know,
When I lose
Alice in Wonderland.
it. Okay.
So it's either going to be the Alice in Wonderland book or
Or
this
the
one,
choo-choo.
depending on which one I've misplaced.
Okay.
So this happens to be the one I used last time
All right.
that we recorded together, I think. It also has my grocery list on it. So, you know, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, fortunately, this also has the winners of, and I know I still have an open giveaway from 2 videos ago that we did where I offered up some floss ends. There was some Fally Red and some antique wedding. It's still sitting, like I have not pulled the winner yet. That also is not going to happen today. But don't worry, I haven't forgotten. It is going to happen.
A bundle of big
It is going to
disappointment
happen.
today.
However, going back to giveaways that I did for the holiday countdown, we had a big winner, Shelly Pierce. You already, if you're watching this, you already know that you won. But your win, your prize was what we're going to talk about today, finally. We have a big release today, very exciting release to talk about. My name's Caroline.
We are
Every
Yeah.
time. My name's Caroline. I am the owner of Evertote.
And I'm Kerri, the owner and dyer of Roxy Floss.
And we are recording here in London, Ontario, Canada on May the 21st.
Is it the 21st?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
I know.
It's a moist day.
2025. I hate that word.
Moist.
It is a damp day outside. Cool. We're actually, the next week and a half, we're supposed to be, you know, cool, kind of back to more spring-like temperatures, which is actually really nice.
My husband hates that because it means you have to mow the grass more.
Yes. Well,
It just grows like crazy.
it's good for the soil.
Right.
So
Yeah.
go on, go mow the lawn. So Shelly Pierce, congratulations. I think you're going to be very pleased with your prize, and those of you who are also going to be joining us in this next project. It's what I'm really excited about. So yes, it has been a while since we recorded.
A long while.
Holy doodle, it's been busy. We did a little thing called Stitch North with our team. Hannah once again led us to victory. It is 2 really crazy, fun, exhausting weekends.
It is.
Where we welcome approximately 400 plus people to the city of Brampton, Ontario over the course of 2 weekends. And it's a lot of fun. It's very tiring for our entire team, and for an extroverted introvert, it completely overloads my introvert circuits for a good while. And the same thing happened the last couple of years as well. And I find that it's usually a struggle to get back to
Re-entry is difficult.
Re-entry is a challenge, yeah. And we've also had a lot of other things going on. Like the shop was still really busy, and then usual life things, right? Like people on the team got sick, or holidays, or all of that kind of good stuff. So it's been busy.
Yeah. And then kind of family life gets put on hold for a number of weeks, and then it's a big catch up with that. And
also for us, for my family in particular, because who cares about your family? That time of year begins a really intense period of celebration. My son's birthday is April 29th.
Okay.
My mother's birthday is May 8th, and she turned 75 this year.
Wow.
Sarah's birthday is May 10th.
Yeah.
And Mother's Day always falls on that weekend as well. So it was, it's every year it's the same, right? It's a lot. So yeah, you have to remember that you have a family too at some point. So anyways, it's been good. It's been all really good. It's just been full.
I find we're talking about Stitch North and how it's a bit of a time warp when you're involved in it for those 2.5 weeks. I don't know, it's just self-contained. It's a capsule of time. And then it's almost like a pinball machine, when you pull back the plunger and then you let it go and the ball shoots out. That's how I feel like the Monday after Stitch North. You're exhausted. Yeah. But then all of a sudden you're just plunged back into life, and it's a little crazy.
Because we realize that all of a sudden we're out of half of the stuff that we need.
That's true. Yeah.
And this is the one who, makes the magic happen in the dye pots. And however, this year we had a bigger portion of our crew here at Evertote carrying on while we had the rest of us in Brampton. So this year, these guys, Leah, Julie, Robert, Matt, and the Fanshawe, there were 2, so we have 4 women from Fanshawe College originally, and 2 of them, if you came to Stitch North, you will have met. Weekend 1 you met C2, weekend 2 you met Jessica, and then there's 2 more women, Muskan and Johanna, and they were still here working. And man, knowing that stuff is still happening, it's like a well-oiled machine.
The basement's texting me.
Oh.
Yeah.
The witch kitchen.
Yeah.
There are 2 witch kitchens in this building. There's one in the basement where the majority of,
pretty much the majority.
Yeah, pretty much the majority, and then the main floor kitchen.
Yeah. Which is now really just a laundry room. But.
Yeah. Laundry room and your stash storage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good that I leased that space.
And all the raw linen. All of your raw
yarn.
linen. And all of your yarn. For sure. So I'm just going to wait because...
Sorry. Yeah, they're at a standstill if I don't answer this.
Okay. I'll pause.
Okay.
You're back. Okay. So I know, because you had said yesterday that you didn't really have a lot to talk about, and I said I have a fair bit. And then I started putting it all together today, and I have a lot to share.
Good.
I have a lot to talk about. So you're just going to be my, my sidekick today. However, you do have something very special.
I do.
To share. So stand by. We have a really big collaboration with Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery that we're launching today. And it is a collection of smalls. This is next level Jacob. If you follow us on Instagram, my account is at Evertotes. Kerri is at Roxy.Floss Co.
Sure. Sounds right.
And Jacob is at Modern Folk Embroidery.
Sorry, I'm playing footsie with
That's
him.
okay. Most of you know already about our collaboration for Holiday Countdown. We've worked with Jacob in the past on other projects, and this is something new. And to say we're excited about it is an understatement, because this is really quite different. So the scope of this project, I'm going to talk about the sort of technical aspects of how Evertote and Roxy Floss Co are part of this, and then Jacob is going to have a video up for you today as well to explain the projects themselves. So I'm not going to get into that kind of detail. I'm going to let the expert share the projects with you. So quintessential Frisian smalls. I need to say it with a Dutch accent, I think, and that's not going to happen. So they are so good.
They really are.
Yeah, they're really good. And we are going to approach this kind of like a stitch along. So we are going to offer a few different options for you here, because we want as many people to participate in this group of smalls as possible. So yes, we're going to have a box. There's going to be a full box with, so I have mine ready in a floss folio. The box is not going to include a floss folio, but I like to use them for small projects like this to keep everything contained. In the box, there is going to be a needle book. So you're going to have a small needle book to keep your floss in, etc. You are going to receive a 1/4 yard of linen, any count you want, 28, 32, 36, 40. Those are standard sizes. Everybody gets a 1/4 yard of fabric. Aida stitchers, we just couldn't do it on a 1/4 because the width of the bolt is much narrower.
Right. The width of fabric is,
width of fabric is narrower.
Shorter, yeah.
So in the Aida boxes, it's a 1/2 yard of Aida. Jacob is going to have a full layout of how to cut your fabric so that you can get all 5 projects out of your yardage that you will receive in the box.
a schematic, if you will.
As a schematic, yes. You're going to hear some noises in the background. Leah is shipping in the next room, and that's just the tape gun, in case you were wondering. Also, I'm going to say this now because I'm going to forget. You'll notice the wall behind us is totally different. Everything's been moved around. I'm going to do a separate video where I take you through and tell you everything what's on the wall. So I'll load that first before this video. Right. Now I've gone there, there, and there. And I'm
Bring her back, Billy.
Gonna circle back. There are going to be, there's going to be one thing in the box that's going to be a surprise that is actually going to become something that eventually we sell in the shop as its own item. However, it's going to be included in the box. Boxes are going to ship at the end of June. That's when we're going to start shipping these boxes for our August 1st start. All right, so a few details about the projects themselves, a few of the technical details, so that we can have as many people participate as possible. We're not just going to have this as an exclusive box design. The chart is going to be available for everyone. So if you would like to participate with your own supplies, you're going to be able to do so. Keeping in mind that this is an extensive booklet. It includes all 5 charts. It includes instructions on how to do all of the details of all of the different designs. The way that Jacob has structured this is really, really clever. Each project, you learn a skill, and then you apply that skill to the next project, where you then learn another new skill, which you then apply to the next project. Yeah. So you can see it's really quite magical. It's a real progression of skills. I have set up a Facebook group that will be live when this video goes up that you can join. However, it's not an open Facebook group. It is a closed Facebook group only for those people who have purchased the chart or the box who are actually actively participating. So of course, you know, you will receive a link to the Facebook group with your purchase. There is going to be PDFs available for purchase from Jacob's website for this project. So if you don't want to buy the physical chart, but you want to participate, you will be able to buy the PDF from Jacob. However, you won't receive the project itself until Evertote starts shipping the physical charts and the boxes. So that, you know, because what can happen sometimes is people will work ahead, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you receive the PDF today, we don't want you stitching all the projects now. So, and also to keep it fair for those who have to wait till the end of June to start receiving their supplies in the post, we're just going to make it so that everybody starts receiving it at the end of June. Obviously, it's going to take us an extra little bit to get physical stuff out the door. PDF stitchers, you'll still have it first. However, it's our attempt at kind of leveling the playing field. Exactly. But you will be able to join the Facebook group as of the time of your purchase. Really important note, everyone who purchases this, whether or not you purchase it from Jacob or you purchase it from us, you are going to receive a PDF download with your purchase of the scope of the project, explaining the details of this project. That PDF download, and this is really important because Hannah always gets emails about this, it is not going to be in your original order email. You are going to receive a secondary email that will include that PDF download. So before you email us asking us where it is, check your spam folders, check your email. You should have 2 emails, one with your purchase order slip, and the second email will have your PDF download. So do be sure to check that. Your order gets processed and then it spits out a secondary email to you with that. So please make sure that you type in your email address correctly. Those are things we can't fix on our end. So make sure you type in your address correctly. We have lots, okay? This is not something that's gonna sell out in an hour, so you can take your time, okay? You can take your time filling out your information. Don't worry, it's not gonna sell out. We've ordered lots and lots of charts we'll have ready to go, so no worries. If you choose to buy the full box with supplies, you should know that Hannah has set it up for 16 count and 18 count Aida. You will receive floss for stitching 2/2. 20 count Aida, you will receive floss for 1/2. And yes, Aida stitchers, you absolutely can participate. Which is kind of exciting, right? For smalls, you absolutely can participate. There's nothing in these projects that cannot be done on Aida. Jacob's fully aware that we're going to have Aida stitchers and has encouraged it. So please participate with us. We will not have even weave. We will have Aida and linen, no even weave this time. So apologies for that. Linen stitchers, 28 and 32 count. Of course, we will be providing floss for 2/2. 36 and 40 count, you are going to be receiving floss for 1/2. If you are a 36 count stitcher who prefers 2 strands of floss, Hannah is detailing in the description on the listing the floss requirements. So if you want to have floss for 2/2, please purchase additional floss. It will not be coming in the box for you. However, 18 count and 16 count Aida, we are billing and providing for 2/2. Okay, let's see. Colors. See, I have notes. Yeah. I have notes because I knew I'd forget. And it was Hannah that reminded me because she's actively working on these listings right now. Not everybody wants to stitch red, right? Not everybody wants to stitch red. We are going to offer 2 alternate colorways. We are going to offer blue. Great Lakes is one of Kerri's most popular, really rich navy blue, right?
Yeah.
And chalkboard. Chalkboard or charcoal?
I think we said chalkboard.
Excuse me.
Charcoal would be
No,
good,
we
please.
did say chalkboard, which is kind of fitting because chalkboard was the original floss of yours that Jacob just absolutely fell in love with and charted everything with chalkboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, phthalo red, Great Lakes, or chalkboard. Those are your 3 options for color. So again, this does not have to be a red project. The linen that we're going to be using is porcelain. Kerri's linen is porcelain. I have my first I had an offcut from another project. So I'm ready. I'm going to be starting my stitching. Stop playing footsies with me.
You're all splayed under there. No, I'm just joking.
My legs are twice as long as yours, shorty.
True. That is true. I'll keep my feet to the side.
I have to keep my knees are bugging me.
I know.
So sorry.
With the moist weather.
Now I've lost my train of thought.
Porcelain linen.
Porcelain linen, right. I'm gonna start my stitching soon so that because I'm actually going to be leading, and I know. And so I think my track record for when it's really critical that you have a host of a cell, I can pull it off, okay? Like countdown, I am
you are
4 for 4, right? This to me has the same gravitas as countdown. There have been other stitch alongs and trust me, they are at the forefront of my mind. Artsy Housewife, Weeds and Wildflowers, the Sampler September from Maximum Cross Stitch, which is my field. I have to finish that. I've got my Hannah Atwater, and I've got my Love Thy Neighbor, Friendship Sal. Those 4. I have fallen a little bit behind, but I promise you this, I will be right there with you for all of these smalls. So, okay? I promise. I promise. So I'm gonna get started on the stitching soon so that I'm ready to go. The way that we've laid it out is monthly. So even though you're getting all of the information for all of the projects all at once, for community building, we're gonna encourage you to do these projects together with us. And yes, I know not everybody's on Facebook, but again, you know, we'll be tagging things on Instagram. I'll be doing some videos as well. Editing Caroline, jumping in, because there was something I forgot to mention about these charts. If you are a PDF stitcher or a physical chart stitcher, if you purchase the physical chart, you will have free access to the booklet as a PDF. So if you like to have both, you will have both. The PDF link will be available to you within the booklet itself. So if you're buying the full kit, you can have access to the PDF. You won't need to purchase it in addition. I know there's lots of people who like to have both. There's gonna be lots of visual instructions in the booklet. And so sometimes, you know, if you have an instructional manual sitting at your side, you don't have to keep scrolling through the pages. If you would like that, you'll get that with the physical chart. But again, you'll have access to the PDF for free. That's all I wanted to mention because I forgot to include that fact. August 1st is going to be small number 1. September 1st will be small number 2. October, November, etc., right? So that gets us through the first 4, which leads us to Holiday Countdown. December, we are not doing a small because we have the countdown and that's our main focus. But that leaves us with an extra special treat for January, which normally people are feeling a little sad the countdown is over. And he's got the most fantastic small for our 5th and final one, and then we will complete that together in the month of January. So I think I've said it all. I think I've got it all said.
Yeah, no, it's great.
So we're super excited about this. If this video is live, the project is live. It'll be available in the shop when this video is live. To say that I'm excited about these because I have been wanting to learn these techniques for a long time. The time has come.
Yep.
Okay, so
I feel like that's a mistake putting that book in that portfolio.
Oh.
You're never going to find that.
Thank you. Ye of little faith, however ye that knows me. Yes, that is true. I'm going to share something with you today that normally we wouldn't be sharing at this point of our work in this project.
It's a little premature.
It's a little premature to show it to you. However, I think it's important that we sort of lay out what our plans are, because, you know, people's budgets are not unlimited. So yes, we're launching this project today, and yes, we've got a full box and all of the goodies. But again, one of the reasons why we're also offering just the chart only option is so that if you would like to choose a slightly more affordable way to participate and save your pennies for what we have coming in a month, then that also, that's why I wanted to share this with you today, because Sampler September is spectacular this year, and so I wanted to show you a few of those items today. Well, one really, and then talk to you about it. So Ellen Maximum Cross Stitch has outdone herself this year. Are you ready to meet Jane Wood? What?
She's gorgeous.
I can't even. Like, I cannot even with this. So there you go. Look at that. There she is in all of her beauteousness. And you will notice the color palette for Sampler September this year is very different from any color palette that we've done in the previous few years for Sampler September. She is bright and gorgeous, just gorgeous. This is our big sampler for our Sampler September collaboration. It's a special one. We're going to have a few limits on count sizes for this project because it's so big. This model that was stitched by our friend Gwyneth of Curling Stones and X Stitches, who is like, her stitching is perfect. I can't wait to get this framed because it's gorgeous. This is 40 count, and it is bigger. It's going to require more fabric than a 1/4 yard. So we are going to not offer this on the lower counts of linen in the full box, okay? So we're going to offer this, somehow I've added to this. We're going to offer this in the higher counts, so 36 and 40. And then we are also going to offer a box that has a small design. So one of the motifs from this chart, Ellen has designed a mattress pincushion. And so if you would like to participate with this project but not stitch the huge big sampler, then the small option will be available. So broad strokes, this is the project that's coming for Sampler September. But there's one more big kind of exciting piece of the puzzle with Sampler September.
That's true.
That is true.
That is true.
So the last few years we have collaborated with Heather of Timber Yarns. Unfortunately this year Heather was unable to take on the commitment of dyeing the self-striping sock yarn to go with this project. And it was really a little bit of sad news because I love her yarn and I love those matching stripes. But Heather is going to be a first-time grandma, and also I think that they had some huge projects that they were, you know, putting out themselves. And so this was just, it was a bit much. So I asked this one if she might want to dip her toe back into dyeing yarn.
And I said yes.
She said yes. She said yes. So it is not going to be self-striping.
Oh no, that's way above my pay grade.
But it's going to be spectacular.
Well, thanks for that.
I know it's going to be spectacular. So the collaboration for Sampler September is now Roxy Floss Co, who will be dyeing the floss for the project and the yarn for the project.
Yeah. Under a new
name.
Yeah.
we're not quite ready to
Oh no, we're not.
share the fine details of that. But also Ellen of Maximum Cross Stitch and Evertote. We might, you know, do some stuff too. So it's going to be an exciting project, and we're going to release this in the middle of June. So that's when that is coming. You can look out for that. So I tell you this so that you know that that's coming in case you want to budget, but also participate in our smalls box. Yeah. Man, Ellen.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, how lucky are we that we get to work with such amazing people who give us such beautiful projects, right? Incredible.
It really is.
So
It's
I know. All right, so that is the big ticket items for what I had to talk about today. We have loaded some new charts into the shop. Jacob, Modern Folk Embroidery, has some new releases out that were exclusive to, they started exclusive for Stitch in London 6 weeks ago.
is it only 6 weeks?
Yeah, I know. And then we had them at Stitch North.
Yeah.
But those are now all loaded into the shop. We have, we've got some new Yasmin's Made with Love, some new boomerang stitches.
Oh yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, so we're slowly getting things loaded into the shop after returning from Stitch North. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
Now, I did share this on my other channel the last time I recorded, which was like 2 months ago.
Okay.
You were done? It couldn't have been 2 months ago because this was right before Stitch North.
Okay.
I finished this right before weekend 1 of Stitch North.
All right.
This was one of my oldest whips, and it's done. So I get to have a big ta-da. Ta-da!
It's beautiful.
It's done.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love the tone on the letters.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
Okay, so there goes that arm again. Sorry.
Here.
Thank you. This is Blackbird Designs. It's a series of 3 charts called Loose Feathers, the different seasons. I always wondered why there were only 3 and not 4. Why weren't there 4? There's 4 seasons. However, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I did...
Is this true? There's not a 4th season? That's just the 3?
1, 2, 3. It's
What
done.
did I hear? We've got winter, fall, and that
Spring,
was
summer.
With, okay.
But then what's this?
That's
That's winter? Winter. Yeah.
Okay.
Spring,
So we've got
fall,
some overlap.
winter.
Okay.
Spring, fall, winter. Summer, I guess.
We'll just massage
But there's
that
only
until it
3.
works.
There's only 3.
Yeah.
There's not 4. However, it's beautiful,
beautiful.
right? Okay, so Loose Feathers, Blackbird Designs. I stitched this on a piece of 28 count. Who the heck knows what? I have a feeling it's Picture This Plus. I went through a phase of really liking doubloon from Picture This Plus, so I have a feeling that's what it is. And at the time, Kathy, the owner of my needlework shop, Thread and I, at the time helped me do a conversion to Vicki Clayton silks that she was selling in her shop. So this was a custom one that we did way back when. And
Yes,
I
absolutely
kitted
gorgeous.
this up in 2011, 2012, something like that. And I finished it in 2025.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
I love that it's still relevant.
Oh, right?
It's not.
No, it's not dated.
No.
It's just beautiful.
Okay, so your lettering, is that the variegation on the silk?
Correct.
Okay, it's not charted for 2 colors.
No,
Wow, it's beautiful.
no. That
Love
is
it.
just, I think the name of that is called Oxblood.
Okay.
But again, my silks were from like, you know, the early 2010s. But it's done. It's done,
Yeah, it's
done,
gorgeous.
done.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a big finish. So there are 2 other super old big things from my past that I plan to finish in 2025. The first one being Amtrak.
Yeah.
And the other one, what was the other one? No. There's another Quaker Diamonds, Rosewood Manor.
Okay.
I have it like half done.
Okay.
It's another Vicky Clayton conversion that I
Yeah.
did with Kathy.
Okay.
And it's half done and it's beautiful. So that one didn't
Gorgeous.
even make the whip parade.
No.
No, because I'd forgotten it's been tucked away over there.
Okay.
So yeah, anyways.
Wow.
Thanks.
You got a trip to the framer.
I know. Excited. So that one is of course going to be hung at home. So that I can look at it for the rest of my life.
Nice.
And, you know, pat myself on the back.
Mhm.
So I did it. I received a really special gift in the mail. And speaking of gifts, both Kerri and
Oh,
Hannah
man.
and I,
The stuff we
the
received.
stuff at Stitch North, you spoiled us.
Yeah.
Completely rotten. I have not packed. I have 4 small gift bags full of, you know, table gifts, things that people gifted to us. I haven't unpacked them because I would like to do a separate video over on my other channel. I do it after Stitch North every time. I just haven't done it yet. So I am going to share the gifts that were given to me at Stitch North in a separate video. But this was sent to me from my friend Ryan, Rai McGuy. I stitched this. I did the stitching for this, and Ryan seemed to think that he owed me a little favor or something. I don't know. So he offered to turn it into a small for me. And that's what this is. And it
It's
arrived
so
in my
sweet.
mailbox right before Stitch North. It is the cutest.
So cute.
The cutest little teeny tiny biscornu. The floss there was one of a kind floss called Sully that Kerri dyed for Stitch North #1. And I had sent the leftover floss to Ryan, and he stitched the stitching that you see on the back of the biscornu. He seemed to, I'm pretty sure he did that because I don't remember stitching this part. I only did this stitching. The chart was from Arlene Cohen of ABC, Works by ABC, Arlene, and I think it was Nonette. I can't remember the name of the pattern, but it was a small from a larger pattern from Works by ABC. She has a lot of really great geometrics. Really, the fact that he's turned it into a biscornu, you start looking at things differently, right? That's so sweet.
That's very cool.
This was on like original OG pistachio
Oh, wow.
linen.
Yeah.
So the other thing he sent me was a card.
That's great.
Because we both say this all the time. Womp womp. Which I think is hilarious, and I love that. I've actually taken a picture of it and I've used it. I've texted it to people a few times as the actual, yeah.
That's awesome.
And I mean, look at how perfect that little note card is. Hello.
That's really adorable.
Yeah. So Ryan, I loved the gift. He also sent me some tea and his favorite lens wipes and a really beautiful counting pin that he'd made. Just gorgeous. So thank you. Oh yeah, I left this here so I would remember to talk about it. The Stitch North Spring 2025 kit, which was the cherry blossom tree. Our extras are now loaded into the shop. So this is a full kit. You get the wooden ornament to stitch on, you get the floss, it's the Roxy Floss. There's a pre-finished adhesive to fully finish your work, and Mary even includes a needle in there. Everything that you need is in the kit. We also highly recommend an additional add-on packet of pom-poms to fully finish. If you've seen these showing up on Instagram, fully finished with the pom-poms, they're so cute. So mine that I was working on at retreat is tucked away in one of those boxes, in one of those bags that I haven't unpacked yet. So I need to dig mine out and finish it because they're adorable. So these, our extras are now listed in the shop. One of the things that I purchased from, I was talking about Candace, I Can Sew Make That. She made retreat placemats, and she was selling them, and I had to get one.
Yeah, I got one as well.
They're the greatest things ever. So it, you know, you can keep them. I've taken all my stuff out, so they come folded up. I love the denim. I love working with denim. It's so awesome. And then there's your little placemat that you keep at your table for retreats. So again, her business is I Can Sew, SEW, make that. She was going to load all of her leftovers onto her website after retreats were over. I don't know if she still has any left, but if she does, you can head over to her website. She is local to us here in Ontario, and beautifully made. Beautifully made. So the reason I brought that up,
Sensitive to scents,
Yeah.
that because I don't smell when you have perfume on. Like, you don't bathe in it.
no,
But maybe it was just enough to trigger.
I usually only put like one
Yeah.
squirt on.
So weird.
John usually complains I don't put enough on because he really likes it.
Yeah.
But no, that must have been what you were. Remember
Maybe.
a few months ago,
Yeah.
when she kept sneezing and stuff? It was from my perfume.
Yeah. Wah, wah.
So I didn't wear any today, so we have discovered the source. Okay, so I was showing you my retreat mat because it's been holding something very special. Linen Club, Fabric Club, a few months ago.
March.
Yes, March,
Yeah.
right. You received Powder Puff was the traditional, which
Yeah.
was the palest pretty pink. And then the modern was Love Bug, which was a more saturated, beautiful pink. I asked my friend Ellen if she would design a chart specifically for that fabric that we could offer as a gift to our Fabric Club subscribers. And she did. So that chart was There is Magic in Everything. And again, this was a digital model because this was, as I tend to do, it was very last minute. I come up with these ideas and I am so lucky I have friends who are like, yeah, that's great, let's do it. And so these things happen kind of fast. But we are currently, Ellen is stitching the one on the Love Bug, which is the one in the cover. And then I am stitching
Oh, look at that.
the other version that's on the Powder Puff. I'm gonna fold that because I started in the one half. Are you ready? Look at that.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Look at the little swing.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah.
The little bird in the tree.
It is such a fun stitch.
I love that border.
Now, I chose 36 count simply because I had a piece with a dye bleed on it. Sometimes we have linen that we can't send out, right? So, and I thought, you know, I don't normally stitch on 36 count, and it's good to do these things to remind yourself, you know, how it looks.
And sorry, is that with 2 or 1?
One
Okay.
strand on 36 count.
It's not lacy looking, so
No.
it's throwing me off.
No, so 1 strand on 36 count. And I'm telling you, I started this maybe the week before weekend 1 of Stitch North. I think I put in 10 stitches for 2 weeks at Stitch North.
Oh,
And then-
oh yeah, I remember this. Okay.
And then when we came back,
Yeah.
when I was like kind of holed up by myself recuperating, I worked on this, and I love it so much.
Yeah,
It's
really
so
sweet.
charming. It's just really charming. So there are, the chart, Ellen has done a DMC list, and Hannah did a Roxy conversion from those DMCs. And both Ellen and I are stitching with the Roxy Floss versions. So online, if you have the chart and you want to use Roxy Floss, excuse me, if you want to stitch it on the light linen, you use the dark colorway.
Oh.
And then if you're stitching on the dark linen, you use the light colorway. So think about the color of your floss. If you're on dark linen, you want light floss. And if you're on light linen, you want dark floss. Because my version, you can see on the dark fabric, those flowers are light floss. And then on my version, yeah, they're dark, right? It's opposite. So
right, this conversion is for the dark fabric.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, if you have the chart, your floss list is for the light floss pack.
Right.
If you want the dark floss pack, you can find those online. And the conversion is very simple. The conversion list is right there in the listing. And that's a good note. If you have received a floss pack, a conversion from Evertote, and you normally, we always send you a little piece of paper in your floss pack that has the conversion right on it. If you lose that piece of paper, or you didn't get one, or it's 5 years from now and you can't remember where you put it, if you go to our website, Hannah has embedded a very easy link to click on that will take you directly to the conversion chart itself. So you can look it up whenever you want. It's right there on each and every listing. Yeah. So the bulk of the floss is the same. I think there's 4 colors. This is my floss pack. So there are 4 colors that are changed. And so basically what I did was on my floss that was replaced, I just wrote right on it. So on here, see where it says Mother of Pearl? And it's outrageous. So Mother of Pearl is the called for, but I substitute Mother of Pearl with outrageous. So that was the easiest way for me to keep track. Look at that blue. Oh, and that blue, that reminds me. That's Bluebird. It is the most beautiful robin's egg blue. And what that reminds me of is there's an inaccuracy in the chart. It's a very obvious one, okay? Because it says the symbol for Bluebird is mixed up with the symbol for Make a Splash. So in the floss pack, because this is good for light or dark versions, Bluebird is the pale blue, Make a Splash is the darker blue. They're mixed up on the symbol chart and in what they're called. So Bluebird is used in the robin's eggs, which makes sense, right? Because that's what color it is. And the darker blue, Make a Splash, is used in the blue that's in the border.
Okay.
So they're just swapped. It's very obvious when you look at the cover which one you should be using in the border.
And the windows of the house are Make a Splash?
The windows in the house are also Make a Splash. Yeah. Right, but it says right in here that there's only 20 stitches of Make a Splash and 1,800 stitches of Bluebird, right? Okay. There's not 1,800 stitches of the paler blue.
Right, okay.
It's darker blue. So it's obvious. I'm just pointing it out. I'm pointing out the obvious. So there you go. Oh, but I love this so much. This chart is going to be released for everyone at the end of this month. So this was an exclusive for our Fabric Club members, but also we did allow our Stitch North guests to make purchases of this chart because we released a bunch of Ellen's new charts at Stitch North. All of those new charts, and again, I'm going to do a separate video with everything that you see behind me here because there are some amazing, amazing new releases from Ellen. And right there, you can see 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. I have the models. It's Leah and let me take them. So in particular, those that are right above my head there, those 2 there, are really, really special if you are an animal lover and you have a beloved pet from your past that you wish to memorialize. They're very moving. So I'll do a separate video. So yeah, all of these charts are going to be available live on May 30th. And then you can join in. I absolutely love stitching this.
It's really nice.
It's so fun, and it just comes to life really fast. Clever. She's a clever lass.
She is
our Ellen. Speaking of one of the new charts of Jacob's, this is in my pile because I've been waiting for a new dye lot of speculoos to come out because I'm going to start this because I am obsessed with this chart.
Yeah. But you know that speculoos was delivered.
Yes, I
Okay.
know. I know. But then I went down a different rabbit hole.
Okay.
So, but this is why this is in this pile to remind me, because how good is this chart?
Yeah, that's a nice one.
He had, I think he came out with like 8 or 9 new charts in the last 6 weeks. All of them huge winners. People who are drawn to red, samplers, Song of the Summer was like clear, knock it out of the park winner. This one for me is an absolute, like I have to stitch this. So the original on the back, you can see Jacob has included a photo of the original. You can see that the phrasing is different. So he has changed the phrase to "No bird soars too high if he soars with his own wings." Oh, I love this so much. It's so pretty. Look at that. Look at those birds. Yeah. Yeah. One of many that are on my must stitch list. So, okay, now I think it's time. I think it's
feel
time.
Like this is such old news, but I may have
we
a finish.
should throw her a ticker tape parade for this one.
I may have a finish, a rather large one. Turkish Delight.
What?
Turkish
Get out
Delight.
of town! Oh,
is finished.
Kerri. It is
So,
magnificent.
Thank you.
It is absolutely magnificent.
It's a wrap. I may have shed a few tears when it was over. After I berated myself for not doing it the right way. But
It's incredible.
thank you. Thank you.
It's incredible. Okay, so
I saw pediatric cross stitcher Jean post
Yes.
yesterday or the day
Yeah.
before that she had put it into markup.
yeah.
I was like, good girl. That was wise.
Look. Oh. Okay, so if this is your first time here and this is the first time that you've ever seen this project, you'd probably have trouble finding it.
Yeah.
Because it looks entirely different from the original. This is a chart by
Rosewood Manor, Karen Kluba, and it is Turkish Delight. The cover model on the chart is done with a hot pink linen, and I would say a lot more blues.
Yeah.
A lot more blues, the floss colors.
Look at that. Wow. When the camera catches it just right, it's like, oh, the details in there are so good.
So much detail.
Karen Color Change Kluba.
Yeah.
Or Karen Confetti. Karen
Yeah,
Confetti
Karen
Fluba.
Yeah.
Oh, Kerri, it's so good.
Thank you. So that was,
Wow.
I started that in October of 2022
Yeah,
and just finished it last month.
that's amazing. Amazing. Congratulations.
I can hardly wait to get that one framed.
Wow.
So that's that.
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
Incredible. Makes you want to finish all the things, right?
It does, yeah. Just life has been so busy the last 6 weeks that I feel like I haven't had a lot of stitching time.
Well, that is accurate.
Yeah, that's true.
That is accurate. So there are 3 other things I've been working on. One of them I left at home.
Okay.
I figured, I've been working on Bedelia Bunny, my artsy housewife.
Right.
But it's on a version of Pepita that
Kerri can't quite nail.
So dyeing Pepita has been a bit of a challenge. So I wanted to wait until you'd had another crack
Sure.
at it before I shared it. Because it really does look so lovely on that sort of khaki linen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll show that next
I'm like
time.
90
Almost there.
confident.
Almost
that I'll be able to
there.
get
Yeah.
it.
See, originally it was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Kerri to try to recreate a mistake.
Recreating mistakes is really difficult.
It's a challenge.
I don't recommend it, actually.
No. But I have to give you full credit that you're always willing to try.
Always willing to try.
Yeah. Which is
it's like
epically good.
Yeah, I think the best mistake that made it into the regular catalog was the floss pedal to the metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was chalkboard.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, so trying to recreate that when you forget to put your mordant into the bath and
all the dye washes
and all the dye washes out.
And it's like, ooh, but it's a beautiful color.
Try recreating that on a ongoing basis.
And then it got put into a conversion pack. It's like, we really need this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Okay, so retreat-wise, I got thinking about what's coming next. Oh, and also I should say registrations for Stitch North 2026 are open, but almost sold out. So FYI.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Weekend 2 is almost sold. I think we've got 20 spots left in weekend 2, and I think we have 65, 70 spots left in weekend 1.
Okay.
So, started me thinking about what's coming up in October. We are hosting a Stitch North retreat in Brampton again with Jeannette Douglas. So we do still have some spots available for our October retreat. It's the last weekend in October. You can find all of the details on our website. And it got me thinking that the last time we did an October retreat with a designer was Jacob. And because we've been, you know, working with Jacob and talking about Jacob, I dug out a super old project, which is my In Friendship. I have this in, this was a bag we did with another collaboration with Nuri of Shaded Stitchery. This was the bag we did with her. I mix everything up, right? Because this was the thread bed that we did with the Jacobpalooza collaboration. So, you know, if you have these things, you use them, right? It doesn't matter how you mix and match. So the chart In Friendship, and that's Jacob, and that's me.
Aww.
So when your friend charts something that has your initials that he's stitched for you, designed for you, you really should finish it.
Yeah.
So my goal last weekend, Friday and Saturday, was to finish that motif, and I did it.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Look at that.
That's really pretty.
Get out of town.
Really pretty.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
So this was my project from Jacobpalooza. I want to have this finished by the time we welcome Jeannette, because then I will start the project from Jeannette, which hasn't been released yet. I know you're wondering where it is. It hasn't been released yet. So we're on it, but no news yet. So I want to finish this. So I managed to finish this motif, and I even snuck in one extra little one there.
Cute.
The floss is the most gorgeous blue, which is Royale. And I'm stitching this 2 threads over 2 on 28 count speculas. It's a lighter, slightly lighter dye lot. It's probably in between arrowroot and speculas. However, they're all gorgeous. You can't go wrong with any of them. So we had stitchers. I know Shiloh just brought hers out again because she saw me working on mine, and she's doing hers with Fallow Red. Again, gorgeous. So, oh, I love it so much.
It's really nice.
Like sometimes 28 count just really scratches a bit of an itch.
Yeah.
Because it's so saturated and beautiful and satisfying. I don't know how else to describe it, but I really, really love it. Thank you. Really fun to stitch. So I will get back to that shortly, especially if I want to finish it by October.
Yes.
I'm gonna put this back now while I'm looking at it. Okay, I had one more new start.
Okay.
This is an informal stitch along that I strong-armed my friend Kim, Crafty Kim, into doing with me. I basically said, because she brought the chart with her to Stitch North, and I just about lost my mind, because this to me was like, we had so many amazing things that we saw come out of market. Mm-hmm. This one, I immediately, like, you know those cartoons where the eyes go booga? Like when I saw this, that's inside my heart, that's what my eyes did. And I thought, I have to stitch that. Mm-hmm. Then we had a customer, Alice, who bought Coco Loco and left on her packing slip or her note, or she sent us an email that she was going to use Coco Loco for this chart. And I'm like, that's genius.
Yeah.
So then fast forward to Stitch North weekend 1 and Kim shows up with this chart. She's like, oh, I thought I'd start this. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to start that too. I want to start this. And because this is charted on a black fabric. Okay. And Kim loved the cover. So I had to convince her that she should stitch it on Coco Loco. She was not sure. But then I said, you should pick the flosses while you're here too, because I was kind of busy. So I said, you should do a conversion and then we'll do a stitch along together. So basically I made her and she did in the middle of my enthusiasm. So I'm going to take a moment to make sure that I don't just slap us up there really fast.
I think we're good.
Okay? Yeah. All right. Okay. So I basically made my friend Kim do a conversion at the retreat on Coco Loco. And I also said, I want to do it on a count like 32 because I really wanted that saturated color
to be folksy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So are you ready? I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think I'm ready. I don't think you're ready for this. Here are the colors that Kim picked. Now I've got 2 dye lots of ochre here. One of them is a newer one and one of them is really old. So I'm probably going to mix and match a little bit. And oh, I'm missing a green artichoke there. So these are the colors. And Kim also is very specific in her instructions. One of the colors, I think it is the one where it's Weeks Dye Works 1219, which is called Oak or DMC 3863. It's used on the inside of the quilt blocks as well as I think surrounding the leaves or something like that. Anyways, Kim wanted it to look more like the model, what you saw in the model, and not what the floss list read. So she does have one small change where she uses 2 flosses for one of the symbols. But again, it's outlined in the conversion chart. Close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Right?
Gosh, look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. Oh yeah. That's really nice.
Look.
It's so bold.
Look. It's magnificent.
Yeah. Wow.
I, honest to goodness, am so in love with this.
I kind of like it because it's brighter.
Look at it.
It's a little bit brighter than the cover model.
Look at it.
Yes, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's really good.
So thank you, Alice. Thank you. Because yeah, I probably, looking at the conversion, it kind of looks like brown in the photo, but it definitely calls for a black or dusky fabric. But the brown is just so good.
Yeah. Good choice. Good choice, Alice.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah. I love how bold it is.
Yeah. So, Where's my... I think Kim's almost done too.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's such a fast stitcher. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mine is 2 strands of floss over 2 on 32 count linen. Amazing. So Hannah has it listed in the shop with Kim's conversion, and the recommended fabric is Coco Loco. Because
Why not?
Why not? So good. I can't wait to finish the bird.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to get a little bit of all the color in.
Yeah.
And the little strawberry. I mean, look at how perfect that little strawberry is, right? It's blowing out there. That's accurate right there. Oh my god, I love it.
It's a case where the cover model, the chart, the photography just didn't quite do it justice.
Well, you see, the thing is that for me, it did.
I just, when it comes to
I
life,
know.
it's just a little bit brighter.
Yeah, but
and
like
more
I
impactful.
absolutely
Yeah.
like couldn't stop staring at it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's even better than
Yeah.
I'd hoped it would be.
Yeah, it's really kicked up.
Oh, I love it. So, stitching on dark fabric, few tips and tricks. If you have a light surface underneath your fabric, all the holes kind of just light up. I have been stitching this here at work on my desk, which is a light pale gray, and it's super easy to see. Yeah. Love it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all I
Amazing.
got.
Okay.
Other than Bedelia Bunny, which I left at home.
Yeah. I have my monogamous whip. I don't see, it's been on my frame for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I just,
Oh,
I can only get like a
man.
couple of threads a night type of thing.
That's so good.
So this is M Fayant by Ellen, maximum cross stitch. That's blown up. I'm at 75%.
Wow.
I frogged the Y and got it back in.
So you put them in line.
Yeah,
Poor old M. Fayant.
yeah, but now it's just like off one. So I don't know if I'm going to take out the Z.
I wouldn't.
Because at this point, I don't think you can tell.
You can't tell
My
at all.
eye could tell
Right.
drastically before, but now that the Y is in the right place, the Z doesn't look so bad.
I think it would be a good call to just leave it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Obviously, the letters that don't have the blue little flower in are new.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
And here's hoping that that border matches up when I turn the corner.
I think if it doesn't,
I think
you
it's
should be
okay.
able to fudge.
Yeah,
Right?
because I think there's that emblem
Yep.
that's down
In the middle?
here. I think that's
Oh,
up
it
here
matches?
as well. So.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. This is 36?
36,
Yeah.
one thread.
36, one thread. It's beautiful.
And I am an aggressive stitcher, and it's pretty lacy.
It's beautiful. Wow. So again, Ellen has charted this for 2 colorways, a bright version and a muted version, and Kerri is using some from each.
Yeah, as one does.
I think there's only 4 colors in
Yeah,
it,
it's
though,
only 4
right?
colors,
So it's pretty. Love it.
Yeah, I'm really
Oh,
excited.
I love it.
I've gotten to the 75%, so I kind of see a finish happening here.
Yeah. Can I offer you a piece of advice?
Sure.
Do you see how you're getting this line in your fabric?
Yeah.
It's from the twill on your scroll
Okay.
rods.
Yeah.
So what I do is I just take some cotton quilt batting.
Yeah.
And before you roll the scroll,
Yeah.
just lay a long length of,
Okay.
of batting.
Yeah.
Very thin batting just under there, and then roll it up, and that just protects against this edge here.
Okay. I do actually have some.
Because especially you like your tension so tight,
Yeah.
and you're really cranking on it.
Yeah.
And if you're not loosening that tension every day, that
Yeah.
is staying. It's kind of like a Q-snap line, right?
Okay.
But, and you can get them
Yeah.
out. It's just that
Yeah.
that's one of those
cautionary
things
tale.
that I'm overly picky about.
Oh yeah, I do see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, so this has been on my Mark II for a long time.
And then you've got it here too, right?
Yeah.
See that?
I was working on it before I went to the UK,
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot to take the tension off. So
Yeah.
it's been sitting for 6 or 7 weeks
Yeah.
with full tension, to the extent I had to move it the other night and I couldn't loosen off the things. Mark had to come loosen them.
That can also happen because of humidity changes with the wood
Oh,
and
maybe.
in the knobs.
Maybe.
Yeah. But I know even if I'm going to be loosening the tension,
Mhm.
I still like to use that strip
Yeah.
of bat,
Okay.
because then I can tighten the heck out of it,
Yeah.
and there's a layer there of padding
Yeah. I got
over
the
that
perfect piece
ridge.
that I got a gift.
Mhm.
My framed stitch of
Yep.
the bird.
Yeah.
It was all wrapped in that
Oh,
batting.
nice.
So, and they're nice long pieces.
Yeah.
So I'll just split that in half lengthwise. And
Yeah.
use it
Yeah,
for that.
because you want to make sure that you have it the full length, because
Okay.
if it's not the full length, or if
It'll
you
mess
use
up
two
the tension.
pieces, then you'll have some pieces that are slightly tighter, and you'll have
Okay.
that looser tension in
Yeah.
the middle of wherever it doesn't overlap.
Okay.
That is
Good to know.
really, like, it's a really picky thing that I do,
Yeah.
but I hate that line.
Yeah.
And I know the line will come out when you frame it. Like,
Right.
I know it'll come out. I still just don't like it. It's
Sure.
why I don't also like using Q-snaps on top of my work. Like,
Right.
like moving this so the snap is on the stitching.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I'd rather gouge my eyes out.
Okay. So not drastic at all.
It's kind of like stopping and starting my thread forever.
Right.
Yeah. There are things that I am particular about. There are other things that you would think I would be particular about, and I couldn't care less.
Okay.
I am
Oh, that's a good point.
an enigma wrapped in a riddle.
I don't think I even noticed it until you just brought it to my attention. So, good pointer.
I noticed it right away.
Yeah.
I'm
Excellent.
sorry.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
sorry. Why am I the way I am? I don't know. But I'm telling you, I am 150 million% like all in with these projects. I'm like,
Mhm.
is it the weekend yet? Can I put this back on my frame?
Yeah.
So I was using the same Q-snap for these, but I think I'm going to go downstairs and sneak a couple of rods and
Oh, yeah.
put this on scroll rods.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, do you have anything else?
I don't. That's it.
We done? We're done.
I think we're done. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were, both Kerri and I were starting to get messages from people saying, are you okay? Is everything okay? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
So where does that take us now? When's the next time we'll?
Oh.
It'll be June, right?
Um,
Like June 5th or 6th or something?
It will be June. June 4th.
Okay.
5th. 5th if we
yeah.
go with Thursday. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm really hoping to do my Stitch North recap video next week. Though I have to say, I've seen a couple of other Flosstubers do Stitch North recap videos. Really, I should just point to their videos because
Yeah.
they're so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would like to share everything that I received, because I was, once again, spoiled rotten. So
My little stitching table beside my chair, it's just packed with gifts that I use every day. This little pottery, like knitting
from
bits.
Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie gave
from-
us those.
from
Yeah.
knitting bits.
Yeah.
And that's on there. And then
Yeah.
Michael gave me a pom-pom coaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I've got the little beanbag for my phone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff on my table.
Yeah. It's nice,
Yeah.
right? It is really nice. I love it.
And the lady, was it Beth? I don't know. She gave you an incredible ornament made
yes.
of pins.
Yes.
She gave me 3 Christmas trees. I don't know if they're Christmas trees,
Aw.
but they're in my head now. They're Christmas trees. and I keep my big polar bear statue out all year round. And then I've got my Christmas trees.
Oh, that's really
Shrine
nice.
to Christmas.
I love that.
Ode to Christmas. Yeah.
Christmas is going to be here before you know it.
Yes.
In case you wanted to make any gifts or anything.
Right.
Speaking of gifts, I have to tell you this. So Sarah and her boyfriend Vinny, it looks like they're going to be settling in Ontario.
Okay.
Together.
Nice.
Vinny is American, but the company they work for has a Canadian branch, and I think it was a Canadian company, but they also have a U.S. branch. He works for the U.S. branch. But he is going to move to Canada.
That's nice.
So their work is helping him with all of the permits and everything, so that he can work from the Canadian office, so that they can live together, and they're going to live in Toronto.
That's amazing.
I mean, it's not, things can always change, right? But as of this moment, May 21st, 2025, the plan is that my daughter is going to settle in Toronto.
That's amazing, because I know there was talks of other larger cities in Canada, and I was sad for you.
Well, I know they were. We all love Montreal, and Montreal was top of their list. But unfortunately, because of the work permit, because their branch is in Ontario, he can't move to Montreal. He can't live in Quebec. He has to live in Ontario. But that's okay with us, because Toronto is only a 2-hour drive. So
amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you. But you know what that means? I better get to work on that Afghan.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So
I need that for a housewarming gift.
yeah. Well, it was supposed to be her graduation.
Right. But we missed that. Let's not talk about that. Yeah. It's a housewarming.
Now it's a housewarming gift.
Yeah.
So if I don't make that deadline, well, then we'll just make a new deadline.
Sure.
It's fine.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Everything's fluid.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's only like a few months away.
Right.
It'll probably be in the new year.
Okay.
But they might even live with us for a little while.
Oh, nice.
While they're looking for, place to live.
Yeah.
Toronto's expensive. So, but we're excited.
Yeah. Are they looking for like a house or a condo? Or?
I don't know yet.
Because I would imagine they're pretty busy with work. So
yes.
Do they need yard work? Do they need?
Oh, no. They won't be. They won't be able to afford a house. That's not in the budget at all. No,
something that's like turnkey. They can walk away from.
Yeah. I mean, the way that they work, they have to live near an airport, and they basically will only be home together from Thursday night to Sunday night.
Right.
And then the rest of the week they fly out to where the job is, and then they would fly home on Thursday.
Nice.
So that's also why it was recommended that they live in Toronto. And the Toronto airport, because the flights are, Pearson is one of the biggest airports, and the flights are such that they can take it right until they can spend the most amount of time together.
Right. It'd be nice if they could get something on like that Union Pearson line or something, so they don't even have to deal with parking and at the airport.
I think a lot of it is going to depend on money.
Sure.
What they can afford and all of that kind of stuff. So
sure.
Again, John is trying to not offer too much advice, but because of course they want to feel like they're making decisions on their own, but it is very exciting.
Yeah.
Very, very
exciting.
Definitely.
That's a huge
yes,
chapter.
Toronto is very expensive. So it will probably be a teeny little shoebox, but that's also really wonderful, right? You have to start out with something somewhere. So
fantastic.
Yes, I better get knitting.
Yes.
Now that really is it.
Happy stitching, everyone.
Happy stitching, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.